What is up, everybody? J-Nell here with my UFC Fight Night on Fox prediction video. I'm excited for this. Let's get into it. First up on the prelim, I'm choosing Claudia Gadelha to beat Joanna. Her last name is spelled Jedrzzyk. I looked it up a little bit. Couldn't really find the pronunciation. If you could spell it out phonetically on the comment section, gold star. All right, but I'm choosing Claudia. Now into the main event. And you know, these fights were actually pretty close, kind of hard for me to choose a toss-up in these first few. I'm going to go with Matt Mitrione to beat Gabriel Gonzaga. Now, this will be the last time that I choose Alistar over him if he loses to Stefan Struve. This was close for me because I have kind of a lack of faith in both of these fighters here. I'm not really care for these two fighters. Alistar's been knocked out 3 times in his last 4 fights, and with Stefan, he just irks me because he doesn't use his range. He does not utilize his reach advantage the way he's supposed to. Folks will say, yes, he does. I say, watch John Jones fight, and then tell me he does. He doesn't. And it irks me. It bothers me. So I'm picking Alistar over him. I know it's silly, but that's why. Now, co-main event. This was very difficult for me for the exact opposite reason. I have lots of faith in these two gentlemen. It is Rafael dos Anjos versus Nate Diaz. Their skill set's kind of similar. Rafael dos Anjos, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Nate Diaz, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Nate Diaz is a better boxer, more skilled, hands down. If Nate Diaz's movement and his footwork matched his level of hands, his punches, he'd be almost unstoppable standing. But it's not. He has good movement, good footwork, not as good as his hands. Lots of variety and diversity and angles and crazy punches and lots of output with his punches. Not quite the same with the movement. His movement's not quite as diverse. His footwork's not quite as quick, not quite as diverse. You can catch him flat-footed. You can catch Nate standing in front of you, especially if he's involved in trying to get inside your head. You can catch him in front of you. So his movement and his footwork isn't quite as good as his hands. Rafael dos Anjos has better movement. He definitely has better movement. With his movement, he's definitely quicker. I'm not going to say his hands are quicker. Nate's hands are quicker. His movement is quicker. He also takes bigger steps, bigger angles. He's going to be in and out around that cage. He has good ring awareness. So his movement is definitely better. His style is a bit more aggressive on the feet. It looks more imposing. He hits a bit harder. Wouldn't call him a power puncher, but he does hit harder. And Nate Diaz has a lot of scar tissue. So I think we're going to see Nate Diaz open up. And if that happens, and this is a close 3-round decision, which it very well could be, I think a close decision goes in favor of Rafael because of his style. Because you know how these judges are, the way it looks. His style looks more imposing. Nate's probably going to land more. He's definitely going to land more. It's very hard to outstrike either of the Diaz brothers. So he will land more, but they will not be power shots. It will be punches and bunches, volume striking. If he opens them up, it will be volume striking. He is stronger than he looks, but that's not his thing. So, close decision favors Rafael in my opinion. We could see a submission victory though from both these men, but especially from Nate. We could see that. Now, but I do think it's going to go to decision. For my decision, my pick, I had to go to the losses because I just, I thought the styles on the feet, I thought the movement of Dos Anjos might cancel out some of the volume. And if he's smart, he'll attack Nate Diaz's lead leg early. If you attack Nate Diaz's legs early, you can take away quite a bit of his movement. Quite a bit, quite early. We've seen that happen. So if he's smart, and he is, we could see that happen. Now, I had to go to the losses really to make my decision here. And what I noticed is that Rafael's losses, all of them, are from strong wrestlers. Wrestlers who aren't even well-rounded, some of them. Some of them are, some of them aren't, but primarily wrestlers, strong wrestlers. All of his losses. Nate Diaz's losses are just more well-rounded, much more well-rounded opponents. And so that made me think that Nate Diaz may not possess the necessary style to beat Rafael. It's going to be more difficult because their styles are closer. You see what I'm saying? So for that reason, I'm calling Rafael. But it's going to be close. Nate could win if Rafael doesn't open him up early, and again with the punches and bunches and the volume striking. If he could frustrate Rafael, we could see Nate win this too. but I am going to go with Rafael. Now, main event. This was the least difficult for me to call. Not easy, but least difficult. It's Junior Dos Santos versus Stipe Miocic. This is a step up in competition for Stipe, man. Good for him. He is one to watch. Now, he's actually 32. Junior's 30. But Junior's been fighting at a higher level for much, much longer. So that's why it seems like Junior's older. I was kind of shocked when I saw that. I was like, oh, Junior, that's right. Junior's only 30. Much more experience. Also, his level of competition is much higher, head and shoulders higher than Stipe. That was one of my deciding factors. I'm picking Junior. I think his experience will carry him through. Again, he's been in some battles. He's a little bit older in fight years, and those 2 fights against Kane probably took 2 years off his life. But Kane didn't knock him out, though, not cold. So he has a chin. One of the things that made it a little difficult was the kicks from Stipe. I think Stipe utilizes more kicks, especially as of late. He's growing, and I think we'll see something new from him. Junior has kicks as well, but he likes to bang. He also has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt that he refuses to use. So these two are going to stand and bang. I'm going with Junior. Stipe has a shot. He has those kicks, plus he's always improving. We may see something new. And so whenever there's something unexpected, you never know. But going with Junior Dos Santos. Now, let me know your picks. Let me know any injury updates. Follow me on Twitter at Jaynello, Jaynello, or friend me on Facebook, just Jaynell. Take care. Talk to me. Take care. And goodbye.